Hello friends, I am honored by Marcus Moll invited me in front of you. Thank you Marcus Moll for having me introduced here. Everybody knows Indian stainless steel, kitchenware, tableware industry take roughly 58% of our Indian production usage of stainless steel. Was at 75% initially, now dropped down to 58 because of introduction and usage of stainless steel in other front. So we are glad that stainless steel is being used, but household utensil kitchenware was the pioneer usage, and that has developed during this last many years is also growing. The 200 series usage in India is around 52%. This is total all India consumption, not only stainless steel, is by the ISDA is 52, but in utensil front, if we convert, this is a flat product, is also from ISDA. Now, interesting part comes here. How much Indian consumption of stainless steel utensil is an interesting here. 11,000 crore USD 1.83 billion is the market of the stainless steel, kitchenware, cutlery and other items. Out of this, the usage from 200, 300 and 400 series is like this. So there is a very big opportunity India has created in 200 series. Value for money. In India, the money is earned very hard way. So the spending also goes hard way. So, and people always need value for money. So when you produce the 304 material, in 84, I think Marcus Moll, the jump in nickel was too high, 83, 84. And that time people started looking for alternative, 88 also. So then 90 onwards, India started in 200 series and started using them. Initial phase, all the research of 200 series, the victim has been the manufacturers. Even there was a stress corrosion. All the stress corrosion problem of the consumer was on a manufacture of the stainless steel pots and pan. But still, everybody supported that material and journey goes on. From 200 series, many different articles were made and were accepted all over the worldwide as it was food safe and has no problem. No doubt 304 is the best. Nobody can deny the credibility of the 304. But when it comes to the value for money, the 200 series also serves value for money. Now, how interesting is India? 1.27 billion is our population, rural population 68%, and below 35 is 65% population in advantage of our India. Versus the other countries have the mature population where the usage is less. How much India is diverse? City 500, metro 46, village 6,38,000 families and healthy GDP 6.2. Users, metro and city 70%, rural area, village 30%, and it's growing in a rural and village. Now, we have got 6,000 reasonably good small scale level, and when you got micro level or a cottage industry, there are further 10,000 more. So these are number of manufacturers are in India, and they are clustered of the area where they are comfortable. So these are the clusters, 2 lakh trader, trading hubs, average retail outlet, metro, these are the things. Major market, these are the major market of the Indian produce in this. The performance of Indian exports is growing day by day, not only this volume, but now in the shapes and the size. To understand this shape and size, you can go around these halls to see the new design. Many of the Indian designs are there, but there are few companies here. One of our company, one of the king metal is represented here, and there are few other exporters are here to see the designs of Europe, America, all over the world. We are exporting into 73 countries, so that the design, as in art, as you say, the designs come from the customer side. I need these designs, and those are developed. And how we can be more competitive in this world? That's an usage of our basic intelligence. You must have understood tailor welded blank. So when the blank, you blank from the sheet, the percentage of the yield is 48-45% sometimes. But if you can weld them together, two pieces together to make one weld, I can show you some samples how you can save the scrap to use the stainless steel. And now if you blank them, there is some side, there is scrap. But if you cut only this part and weld this part, then you just shear this straight edge. There is no very less wastage. When you weld this is 50 to 52% yield. Now we get 90% yield use of the sheet. So the scrap get reduced. All this product have minimum wastage, and the weld, you can feel the people just to see the weld area. Just our friend who is an expert in the field, I'll honor to show him the weld and the quality of the weld. It's the customer do not know where the weld is. That's an expertise we have to use. Is okay, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So there are so many things. The necessity is the mother of invention. We have been competing, and so this is known as a tailor welded blank, and you started this tailor welding, these two parts together, and selling in the world 92. When I was in 98, IIT Powai is our Indian, one of the biggest institute for the technical assistant, and the automobile needed tailor welded blank for the strength and to reduce the weight. So they used the 1.5 mm or 2 mm on the ring, and they cut on the window by laser, and they fixed another thinner gauge and re-weld them. So that then they showed this is tailor welded blank, how to use two thickness together to weld and other things. Then we need technology from the Europe. The professor said technology is inbuilt in India from last 10 years, is no more new technology. But that time I come to know what I am doing is known as a tailor welded blank. So it is a learning process. To save the material and the cost, we were doing that, and to save the tooling, this was the case. So now life is learning, and this is how the designs coming from the overseas, and we keep on doing. Now gradually we have been produced 6,500 SKU in 73 countries. So this is how the export performance is increasing. And why India has advantage? Over the world, people find very easy. People find very easy. People find very easy to work with Indian, as India had a British rule, and this all British rule has taught us English from the schooling. So that English speaking population is 10%, but 10% looking a small amount, but considering our population, it's a big amount. And all the people speaking English in the business. Our currency is depreciating, while our another biggest challenging neighborhood country is China, whose currency is appreciating. Our population is under 60% is under 65, where the rest there is increasing. Business friendly government is coming, अच्छे दिन आ रहे, and there is the government is taking more friendly with the industry. In India, the tooling cost is very low, and people have a skill to develop the tool, and all the small orders comes to India to try, because MOQ is less in India. And we have used a very sensible low-cost automation, as we have got to fund our own. Government do not fund freely as and when, as it is democratic country. So now it's on the reverse side, the English speaking not from 10% dropped down to 0.73%. And that's how the big countries, initially IKEA, Walmart, everybody went to China. Now again they started looking to India. And the government policy on the China is on increasing again on the labor cost, and their labor cost increasing so much. And I am happy to tell you our 60% customers are Chinese. So selling, people are worrying about China, but China is taking finished product from India. So that if you have dedication on quality, in China, we are selling inside the China, Hong Kong and the world. So there is the competition is in the mind, but you just do your good work and good thing comes back to you. So chrome content in 200 series in India, I checked with many other good manufacturers in China, the chrome content they are confirming 13.7 or 14. In India, we are giving 15.25 on the same condition on DD quality J4 or something like that. So India is using more chrome content and the ductility and even the copper that we use is little bit higher side. So the ductility wise we are good, on corrosion wise because of the copper we are good. And because magnetic stainless steel having 10 to 12 chrome is also available there. Here we don't have anything magnetic steel with a 10 order except some imported. So that have got a problem in Europe as a minimum 13% chrome on the France and other areas. So they can use India as an advantage. Trade balance of China is too high, so there is anti-dumping in many countries on the China. India has an advantage. Currency highly undervalued, so this is advantage. Their currency will appreciate more, and our is getting depreciated more. So, and our minimum orders are high over there. So the same reverse going on. Per capita consumption of India is 1.6 to 1.8. Somebody says, and if it is double to 3.3, if we double the one only per capita usage, I think India has a huge potential of the stainless steel. And this exhibition is just to increase this 3.2 level by spreading the awareness what is possible. By changing the metal, aluminium, copper and the steel to the stainless steel usage and showing the advantage, we wanted to tell the world and our people that why stainless steel they must use. And if this happens, I think there is a huge potential of it. Can I have question and answer, sir?
First, you get an applause. Well, thank you very much. That was a good overview and some challenges, and behind the lines also a little bit, let's say, probably some criticism on the Chinese and the steel they use. You know, so it was interesting. It's interesting to hear that. So 200 series coming from China have less chrome than 200 series made in India?
Yes, you ask them the price, there are 5 people who are in the show, and you ask them their chrome content, they will tell you 13.7, 13.35, bare minimum. But India, our raw material, Indian raw material, the sale is here, Jindal Steel is here, our DD material as of 15.25. So that our standards of setting the standard is very high. Mm-hmm. So because that we are able to sell into Europe with no problem. What exactly the world need, customer need, no problem. What price they give is a secondary. First the no problem. Then they don't want to have any problem. So that is an advantage to us. And all these things is growing to make the more employment in the industry and bringing dollar to our nation. And there is a future that because of the skilled labor, we have large population. There is the people have started looking back to India from the pioneer. No doubt they have grown last 10-15 years too high, but now it's time again coming change over from Japan to Korea to China to maybe now the secondary country Vietnam, India and Malaysia. So that phase is there. Maybe in the future somebody will go to Africa. So time is like that.
Is any questions here to Mr. Bhalaria? If not, then I would like to ask you something. You have in India this very unique way of producing utensils by pattas. We had that in Europe 40 years ago in Italy. They were called brescianis. They did exactly the same thing. They rolled cold rolled sheets and then they used them to produce pots, pans, cutlery and all these things. I am predicting since 20 years that this butter business will disappear and that people like you will invest in lines that start from coils, like in other places, including in China. In China they are not using butters, they use coils to start from on automated machines which are highly automated, bring them more precision, because one thing is clear, if people get involved, you know, and people get into the stamping machines and all that, you don't have the same precision than if a machine is doing that. It hasn't happened so far. What is your prediction? Will it ever happen, or will that Indian speciality stay forever, the butter business?
Okay, I have no shame to share. The Patapatti business work on number 2 business, untaxed. When you wanted non-taxing things, then the Patapatti business will grow. And they give on a credit, 3-month credit. Just take the material, you produce them, sell them, collect the money and then pay me. So at the others' money in Patapatti you can depend. But when you want to buy the coil from the reputed company, my friends Sale and Jindals are here, you have to pay advance to them. It's not everybody's job to pay the advance, the buying the material and also then produce them and then selling on a credit. So the people have a low investment capacity in India because the government money does not free flow here. So we think that a small parameter, how to run this own company, people have to depend on Patapatti for a credit. So this is the one parameter. Okay, now my company has started using 80% of the coil material, only 20% still Patapatti going on. The coil material is 110 rupees in India, but the Patapatti has gone down round because of the coil pressure, 95 rupees. So now 15 rupees, 15% is a big jump. No matter how my product look like, people don't understand whether it goes from coil or a Patapatti. They need a finished product. And the US customer said, I don't care, I need a price. They don't care even I put 2% nickel or 5% nickel or 1%. Still it works as a spoon, they need a spoon. It should not rust, it should not hurt. So how we can educate them, you will teach me how I can educate my customer. My material is 16 chrome, my material is at 3% nickel, if I am using the best material, I am using expensive polishing machines and expensive line and no human touch, automated line, and this is all investment. In India, investment also, the bankers are very rigid. We don't get money like US and 1 or 5%. We have to pay 10 to 15% between. So my friend, you will teach me how we can convince the customer that our product is better.
I know some customers who would not use butter material, you know. Go to IKEA, for example, they have no butter material in the IKEA stores.
IKEA use 400 series.
They use 400 series. Now here comes my next question. So you have already invested in technology. So yes. You say 80% is already coils, what you do, which is let's say state of the art. Why are you still using these 200 series and not ferritics?
Ferritics we use, but in India and Saudi, Dubai, people don't accept the ferritic. In the Saudi, they still the mind is a magnet. If they stick something magnet, they have heard and been fooled 50 or 40 years ago by the iron material chrome plated. So that anything they stick metal, they think is the iron. It's not a stainless steel. 400 series is a magnetic stainless steel and it's okay. It's an educational tool that somebody has to invest on education that 400 series is a stainless steel. That education as a consumer, small level of the company cannot do that. It's a large level. I think is your company at some bigger advantage, Nickel Institute. I think 400 series, no nickel company will do that. So only chrome company.
The Nickel Institute will not help us.
So 400 series should be a chrome. People must educate that it can aware. So 400 is not bad. My question is to my gentleman, on a furniture or a aesthetic, something that ABC artistic, is that 316 that you said you are using, sir? Is it for chrome and resistance? Why you need a nickel? If you can have some magnetic material with a low nickel, no magnet, but the chrome is 21, will it work in your case, sir?
Yes, it would.
And it will be too cheaper. If you use the 20, more than 18, you go to 21, 22. If it is 22, 1 or 21 like chrome, and then you can have the advantage. There is it's an open air, so that there is corrosion should not take place. Is the main concern.
Yes, I mean the corrosion might be one of the aspects you would sell it on, but you might want to also introduce some other thing that the client or the user might want to see, like perhaps strength of material that'll last longer, easier to leave exposed outside. I mean, the problem you run into is, like you said, they don't understand chrome or nickel or the various contents. So what you're trying to sell is how is it going to perform. And that's kind of what you're talking about there with your utensils. You're saying this will work just as well as. It's really more telling them how it will perform in a particular use.
Thank you. As you said, Brescia, I think we got 8 customers from the Brescia in the world, and everybody has their specific design to do. And on a technological ground, some Schuler company from Germany is coming India, and they are giving some understanding. The material is going hydroforming, was being given 10 years ago. Now it's a hot air pressing. If you use the high carbon stainless steel or some material, which is very hard to draw them. But when you use them, you can reduce the thickness to half. But still it is but it is not drawable. If you got a high carbon, they draw when it's the temperature goes to 1100. This the product comes into the plastic zone, and very heavy high air pressure, the product is drawn with the help of only the die. There is no punch. So only you have to make not 3 things: punch, pressure plate and the die. You have to make only 1 cavity die, and the product takes a shape like a plastic. So there are new technologies, and that is going to be future for automobile also. With high carbon steel, you can draw a component which is a very less weight, so the average of the automobile get increased. Our booth is in hall number 1, and we have got hall number 15. There are 6,500 products that we produce, from silver plating, you would say gold plating, titanium. One variety of this is the needs the world. But I'm very confident that India in next 10 years, you will see more technology, more coil, more automation. Today in the machinery division, we brought the whole, all the automation that is possible gradually into industry, that people can learn it and have courage to do it. It is that one person start doing it and is successful, then other wanted to apply. Because this is that our fear, that if we buy the machine, if it does not work, why should I invest? If somebody is doing it, then he is successful, then other Indian will follow this thing. This is our traditional mind. So it started, and many people have started. I think within 5 years, maybe that you will change that India is no more pata patti. Actually, the pata patti should be more costlier and coil, because it has got a lot of labor. But unfortunately, due to some scarcity of the material of the coil was premiumly placed here, and that's why the people started using the pata patti. If the coil will come in the competition, will the price of the coil can come down, pata patti price cannot come down, because pata patti is a limit of the lot of labor inside. I agree with you, the pata patti should be expensive than the coil, but the capital cost of the coil mill is so high. That's why the coil was premiumly exposed here. That's I think you will agree to me.
I accept that, and I agree also. We change our forecasts all the time with that, and we keep the Bata business alive for the next 10 years. So, Bata is
nice to hear it will alive 10 years. Yeah. It's a good news to my re-rollers.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, my friend.
Okay, Mr. Bhalaria from Bhalaria Metal Club. Thank you. Okay, with this we are moving on. We are still staying in the house. And we are
Can I have 1 minute? What my company has a 1 minute presentation.
So yeah, sure, show it. Yeah. So absolutely.
many Indian manufacturers are a really good manufacturer, and you can have more advantage with India. Thank you.